My 26M best friend 26F and I are being accused of sleeping together and it's tearing apart friend group. I've been friends with Sarah since we were 15. It's been a really solid friendship. We've supported each other through some really hard times in both of our lives and make it through together. One of these hard times came about a year and a half ago when Sarah's boyfriend of 5 years passed away in an accident. It was devastating to a lot of people because he was genuinely a very nice person who deserved to live a long and happy life, but it absolutely destroyed Sarah. Anyway, fast forward to last night, me, Sarah, and 3 of our friends were having some drinks at my place and Sarah's relationship status came up in conversation. James asked her if she had considered trying to move on since it's been over a year now. Sarah said that when she thinks about being with someone new she feels physically sick because she would be forcing herself to do it, but also because she feels guilty, as if she's betraying him even though she knows that he would want her to move on eventually. Nora chimed in and half joked that she might just have to get it over with and sleep with someone to get the ball rolling before she ends up being the one friend who's single forever while everybody else starts getting married and or starting families. I could see that Sarah was starting to get upset and tear up, so I told them all to knock it off because it's none of our business who she shares a bed with and that she's moving at her own pace. That's when Mike, who we all know has been into Sarah for years, got mad and said, "Oh fuck off op, we all know that Sarah's been sucking your dick since he died. It's pretty fucking obvious the way you two spend almost every day and night together. Sure, it's none of our business that you guys have been fucking. Don't give us crap about feeling guilt about moving on when you started sleeping with op the second BF died. Hell, you probably banged op the entire time you were with BF." Nora started yelling at Mike, telling him to stop being such a jealous, insensitive asshole, and she doesn't blame Sarah for fucking me instead of him. I was shocked and told Mike that it might be best if he left since he's had enough drinks. I walked Mike to the door and told him that nobody is sleeping with anybody and I don't understand where this is all coming from. He said nothing and left with James. Nora left shortly after. Sarah has been understandably upset since, and it sounds like nobody will talk to Mike even though he's tried to apologize. Too long didn't read. A few friends came over to my place for drinks. One of them accused me and my best friend of sleeping together and now nobody will talk to anybody. I don't know how to fix this. How is it tearing the group apart? This guy is making an ass out of himself, and that's it. How rude of those people to discuss you guys like that even if you were together. I'd ignore it. You have nothing to prove and you don't owe anyone anything. It sounds like Mike made an ass of himself. It doesn't sound like Nora sincerely thinks you two are sleeping together. That was something she said to put Mike in his place for making such a hurtful and false accusation. If Sarah, Nora, James, and you are still talking, then I'd say you're not in any hot water. It's Mike who should be asking Reddit about how to repair the friendship. No, Nora was definitely just throwing it in his face sarcastically. Mike is the only one who seems to think that anything is going on, and I think it's just because he's hurting and is looking for somewhere to place the pain. Sounds like Mike is leaving your friend group by self. I'd let him go and not worry what the rest of your friends think. Even if they're wrong, real friends wouldn't care or doubt you. This isn't on you to fix. Mike said something absolutely unforgivable. Let other people work out their feelings about his shockingly cruel comment in their own way, and you work out your feelings in your own way. Perhaps take Sarah's lead on this, because she was the one he crudely insulted. She hasn't gone home because she doesn't want to see Mike. They live in the same building, so I'm going to offer to go over with her if she wants to grab more of her things. Sarah is definitely my priority here. First off, fuck Mike. Second, fuck Mike. Now it may have been the drinks, but in vena veritas. Mike definitely has a thing for Sarah and he's intensely jealous of your closeness to her. The things he said are inexcusable and he may need to be cut out as a friend. Now, give it time, Let Sarah decide when and if she's ready to even hear, let alone accept, an apology. Mike is going to have to deal with the fallout of this for a while. Even if he was drunk, this resentment has clearly been festering for a while, and that's going to have to get dealt with. But the things he said to Sarah, "I'm not a good person, I don't know if I could ever forgive something like that if a friend did it." Unfortunately for Mike, nobody wants to F him. But I agree with your intent. Mike can go screw himself. I'm F33 thinking about not cleaning for a week because of my kids, and fiance M36 not cleaning for a week while I was gone. The kids are F14 and M15. Went on vacation for a week and had the best time just relaxing with a few friends. I get back home and the place is a mess. Dishes in the sink, everything was just dirty. Before I could even unpack, I had to put on some yellow gloves to get to work. I love my kids and my fiance, but this is truly unacceptable. I cannot always be the one cleaning after people. Although they've apologized profusely and have been trying to make it up to me, I think it's time to teach them a lesson. Cannot always be the one parading behind them to clean. So, thoughts, yay or nay? They clearly don't care about living in a week's worth of filth, so I doubt it would bother them as much as it would bother you. Just make them help as part of the regular cleaning routine. It shouldn't fall entirely on you. Yay. Fair warning though, if none of them clean after themselves after the weekends, set up boundaries and have a family meeting about your feelings and needs. Family meeting was done already, but thanks for that tip. Hopefully, they realize that I don't have to tell you to clean all the time. I want them to be able to recognize that already. Set up a cleaning schedule. That's what my mom did to make us collaborate, since my brothers were always fighting on whose turn it was. What worries me is your fiance toe. Did he really just sit on his ass and expect you to deal with the mess once back? Wow. Set up a cleaning schedule. There's already one in place. Did he really just sit on his ass and expect you to deal with the mess once back? Yes/no. He was sick for the most part of the week, not COVID. Usually, he'll clean with me and doesn't leave the place like that, but I asked him to tell the kids to follow the schedule. I even texted the kids, something like, "Hey, Dad's sick so you'll have to do extra this week. I'll make it up to you," and they said okay. Sigh, I would have called a cleaner beforehand if I knew the place was going to be that dirty the day I came back. Oh yeah, 14 and 15, they are definitely old enough to start taking on some responsibility around the house. Vacuums, dishes, something. A little less on you and teaches them about living on their own later on. It would be the same as you left for your vacation. They wouldn't care, and you'll fix it all at the end. It would probably need to be at least a month of filth before there's even a chance of it going in. Or find some other way to get them to help. My 18 meters girlfriend, 18F, tried to have sex with me in front of our friends. Basically last night my friends and I went to a party and my girlfriend, of 6 months, ended up getting drunk. On the ride home, she attempted to have sex with me with all of our friends in the car. No matter how many times I told her to stop, she wouldn't. She literally tried to unzip my pants. I kinda shoved her off of me and told her to stop being trashy and sit down. I'm not sure if it's the trashy comment or me shoving her, but she took that to heart and hasn't spoken to me since. She's leaving my text on read and not answering my FaceTime or calls. I don't think I said or did anything wrong, but any idea how I fix this? Imagine if this was the other way around. My boyfriend tried to have sex with me in front of our friends. No matter how many times I told him to stop, he wouldn't. To me, that right there is relationship ending behavior. She probably feels embarrassed and like a complete idiot, as she should. It isn't your job to fix this. You weren't wrong, and she is lucky you're man enough to not physically fight her off. Don't let her make you feel like you did the wrong thing. In a situation like that, it's good to set boundaries. It's up to you what you do in this situation, but don't let anybody make you feel like you should have let her do anything you're not comfortable with. Well, she was trashy and rapey. You did the right thing. She needs to grow the fuck up and get sober if she can't handle her alcohol. Move on, dude. She doesn't seem worth it. Lucky for you, She is not responding. Don't call her anymore, and dare you not apologize. Not your fault. Never apologize for setting boundaries. If they make you feel bad about it, they're abusive and the bad guy. She should be apologizing here. Imagine if the scene was reversed. As a woman, I feel incredibly pissed and ashamed of this behavior in other women. It goes both ways. You did what was appropriate. Not only she was trying to make you do something like that without your consent, she was also doing that without consent of others in the vehicle. Good on you. I am very sorry this was done to you. Drunk or not, your girlfriend sexually harassed and tried to sexually assault you, although you have every right to decline using those words if you prefer. You did nothing wrong by pushing her away, you were simply protecting yourself. You don't need to fix this because you weren't the one who broke it. It is her responsibility to apologize for her actions and take the appropriate steps to ensure she never does this again to anyone. That isn't on you.